Have you ever lost an argument even when you were right? You walk away confused, replaying the tape in your head, wondering how they pulled it off. The truth is, it's not because they're smarter than you. It's because they know how to hijack the conversation. Today, we're breaking down 5 manipulative rhetorical moves people use to twist reality and take control. Just to be clear, this isn't about tricking people or winning unfair arguments. It's about protecting yourself and recognizing when someone uses these tactics. Let's break it down. The first move is exaggeration, and it usually shows up early. They take your words and stretch them to the absolute limit. Imagine you're in a meeting and someone proposes pushing the start by a week because of the weather. Manipulators don't argue about timing or conditions. They twist the words and say, wait, so before we even start, it's already going to be delayed. Then why bother starting at all? That kind of move puts the other person on the defensive, and they scramble to protect the project and eventually back off their request. The smartest move here is always stick to your original point. Say, that's not what I said. I said 1 week, not a full delay. Next is to attack the weakest point as if it were the strongest. You've probably seen this in meetings before. Someone shares a plan, it flows nicely, then one minor problem comes up. A wrong number, a typo, or an awkward phrase. They take that tiny flaw and blow it up. Wait a minute, if this part is wrong, how can we trust the rest? Now, the conversation isn't about the main idea anymore. It's all about that microscopic mistake. A tiny error turns into a character flaw, and the hard truth is, they're not trying to help or correct anything. They're killing momentum by making the person look careless. If you face this, the ideal reply is separate the small mistake from the main idea and say, the error is real, but it doesn't change the core point. The third one is emotional framing. This one is subtle, and that's exactly what makes it so effective. For instance, someone has a different opinion about your proposal, a normal disagreement. But instead of talking about the idea itself, they respond with emotion. They say, honestly, I'm quite surprised. I thought we valued each other's efforts more than this. The real message is clear. If you keep disagreeing with me, you're hurting me. At that point, the other person stops thinking about facts and starts defending their character. They apologize, they reassure, and suddenly the conflict shifts from, is this idea correct, to, am I a bad person for standing my ground? Now, they're walking on eggshells while the other side looks the responsible one, even if their argument is weak. So the right move is to bring it back to facts and say, I respect you, and that is exactly why we should respect our ideas and focus on the optimum outcome. The fourth is the indirect insult. This one feels polite on the surface, because attacking someone directly makes you look arrogant, especially in front of others. So instead, they say things like, well, anyone who is familiar with this topic knows exactly what I mean. What they're really saying is, if you don't understand, you're either ignorant or unqualified. Or anyone who thinks logically can see my point. They didn't call you irrational, and they didn't need to. The insult was invisible. When you face this, ask for clarity. Say, can you explain your point? Or what did you mean exactly? And the last one is the authority bluff. This usually shows up when pressure is high. When their argument is weak, they hide behind a big name and say, this isn't just what I think. This is exactly what McKinsey says about growth. Most people won't question it because nobody wants to look ignorant. Big names become their armor to stop real questions. Always remember, if they can't explain it simply, authority is just a bluff. Ask with curiosity and say, that's a really interesting point. Could you share more details about the research? In summary, each of these 5 moves does the same thing. They pull you away from the facts and push you into arguing about tone, ego, or mistakes. The solution is simple and effective. Acknowledge it briefly, then bring the discussion back to the issue. Because once you understand how the trick works, it stops working on you.